Hey guys, just thought I'd bring you up to date on everything that's been going on in my life for the past month, which is quite a lot really. So, to help me remember it all, I've written it all down in my diary. I'm just gonna have a look through it and tell you about the highlights really. This episode, well, this video, I say episode, it's not exactly a series. This video will probably just be about Explorer Camp because I don't want it to be too long and there's been a lot of stuff happening, so I'll just hopefully over the next couple of days there'll be a few more videos about the other stuff I've been doing, but I won't be able to do any during the week because I'm going on the goalie course that I sort of mentioned, I think, in my first video. I don't know. Anyway, County Explorer Camp um, for West Lancashire, I think it is, was held at Great Tower 3 weekends ago. Yeah. Um, Basically, you go with a unit and you set up your tents and then you cook for yourself, unless the leaders are feeling kind. And before you go, you ask to do particular activities, and then on the Saturday you'll either do two of those activities or one throughout the entire day. This year I was given Via Ferrata, which is the same thing I had last year actually. I put it down as about my fourth choice, I think. Because I thought, it won't be too bad, might as well do that again. And my friend sort of wanted to do it. So we both got it, so that's okay. It would have been a bit annoying if just I'd got it and I'd already done it. But basically, well, let's start at the beginning. Arrived Friday night, tried to set up our tents. That took forever because the ground was so rocky. I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried to put up a tent, but it involves putting pegs into the ground, and you can't do that if there's rocks, and there seem to be rocks everywhere. But we managed to get half a tent set up, and the other side we just sort of hoped wouldn't fall down. Yeah, we slept in the bit that was properly put up. We had... What did we have? We didn't have anything for tea. We forgot about it. We weren't really hungry. Yeah, sorry, I have to keep looking at my diary. I can't remember after this. But Friday night, I actually stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning with about 5 people I'd never met before and 2 people I had. But that was a lot of fun. I'm actually getting more sociable, I think, which is great because I really need to. I'm very unsociable, and turns out I can talk to people, basically. The next day, we had some weird cereal, those tiny little packs that you get from like Nesquik, or no, it's Nestle, that's it. Those tiny packs that taste a bit weird, and you don't have to eat milk with them. Yeah, we had those for breakfast. But instead of having Via Ferrata all day, like had been planned, we actually got high ropes in the morning and just Via Ferrata in the afternoon, which was great because I wasn't really looking forward to doing Via Ferrata all day. The high ropes consisted of a leap of faith, so you climb up a tree using these staples that have been put in it. You get to a wooden platform, and you have to jump off and grab onto this trapeze metal bar thing. I don't know. Yeah, that was fun. I got up pretty quick. It does seem like further away once you're up there than it does on the ground, but yeah, I reached it. The challenge was to actually do a pull-up on it, which I didn't quite manage, but don't think anyone did. There was one girl, she said she had trust issues or something. She didn't believe the wooden platform would hold her weight, and I swear she was smaller than me, so a bit weird. The other activity we did on high ropes was you had to climb a tree. It had like climbing handholds on it, but I didn't quite get to the top because I'm quite small. Couldn't quite reach the bit just below the branches, really, which is a bit annoying because once you got to the branches it looked really easy. So that would have been nice, but I beat my friend anyway. Right, so we went to the Via Ferrata after after we'd had our lunch. Via Ferrata actually stands for Iron Way. I think it's Italian? I don't know. But apparently they used them during the Second World War to like transport troops across the mountains. Cause it's basically these metal staples that have been hit into the rock, and then you can just like climb across pretty much anything. So it's pretty cool. I mean, we're all obviously harnessed in and stuff because it's very high. It's at Honiston in the Lake District. It's the only one in the UK, I think. But it's pretty cool. you have to go through a mine, a slate mine, to get to it, and that's great. Apart from if you're tall, you bang your head, obviously. It took forever to get back. I mean, the minibus looked like it was going to fall apart, but we got back and our friends had already cooked tea. It was corn chicken and sweet and sour sauce with boiling bag rice. Quite a weird meal, to be honest. I've never had corn chicken before, and it was quite a strange texture, but I don't know, the sauce made it taste nice, and the rice wasn't too like starchy, but yeah, overall quite nice. Alright, yeah, Saturday night there's always a costume parade and a party. But our unit is never told what the theme for the costumes is. Turned out this year it was superheroes. None of us had a costume, obviously, but going to watch it was pretty fun. There were lots of guys dressed up as Tetris blocks. I didn't think that was very inventive, but there you go. Oh yeah, it wasn't just superheroes. It was retro video games as well. Strange combination, but there you go. There were two little kids. I'm not really sure why they were there, because it was Explorer Camp, but I think they were about 7. They had really cool costumes, like Spider-Man, and I think it was Batman. So they were cool. They weren't actually, but they weren't allowed the actual prize, which I think was just free entry to next year's Explorer Camp. There were these two guys dressed as Lara Croft, but I think they won a different prize. So that's just a digger next door. I don't know what they're doing. So the party was pretty cool. It gets so hot in the barn though. It was chucking it down outside, and the roof had like holes in it, so you were getting these like continuous drips of rain with all the lights on it and stuff. It just looked like a laser. It was pretty cool. And if you got too hot, you just go stand underneath it. Pretty good system. It was finished at midnight. We went back to camp, and well, I was feeling a bit tired, so I went to bed. But then the Chorley unit started singing songs as loud as possible until 1 o'clock in the morning. They got a bit told off the next day. Especially as one of the songs they sang was Everywhere We Go, which involves shouting out where you're from. So they said Chorley, so it's quite obvious who it was that was singing. Logic, guys. But yeah, it was a great night's sleep. Apart from that, obviously. I had Shreddies for breakfast the next day. At the flag break the next morning, the leaders asked who was singing. Everyone in unison said Chorley, apart from the fact that they weren't there. They were late for the flag break. So that was funny. Right, so the main activity on the Sunday is this kamikaze thing, where basically there are a number of different challenges which usually involve getting wet or muddy or both, or being blindfolded and asked to look for potatoes, apparently. I quite enjoyed that one, because I didn't want to get wet. Yeah, there were a couple of challenges that involved jumping into a bog and doing things. One challenge was doing well, there was some plastic sheeting laid on this hill, and you basically just had to slide down it on your stomach as far as you could, and you got points for getting to the bottom. But the plastic sheeting was over rocks. Most people did it on their front, so I'm glad I didn't do that one. What else was there? There was guttering. You had with some holes in it, and you had to transport water from one end of an area to the other and pour it into a washing up bowl. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. And yeah, I did the blindfolded search for potatoes. That was a bit strange. Oh, and there was one where you had to be back to back with someone, link your arms, and then sit down and then try and stand up. But you were on plastic sheeting with washing up liquid on it, and the mud from people who'd just been in the bog who had already done that challenge. Yeah, quite difficult. But oh, it was fun watching. I didn't do any of the activities that meant I would get wet because I didn't have any spare clothes. But it was great fun. And then we just had to pack up, have some lunch, and go to Flag Down, which Charlie were late for, again. But, yeah, got back about 5, so generally a good weekend. Wasn't too tired either, so went well. I really don't know how to finish this. I've got to 11.5 minutes now. I'm not sure how, but yeah. In the next video, I'll be talking about the first week of NCS in Scotland, which I loved. It was brilliant. I'm not going to say anything about it now because this video is quite long, but yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!